Oh, buddy, welcome back. All right. It's looking so Leona, highest win rate, still Warmogs, by like a percentage point. And a few of the other ones. Look at Maokai. I know Butter hates Warmogs. Still Warmogs. It is very similar to Locket. It's crazy that Trailblazer's getting buffed so hard next patch when every other item's getting nerfed. I think it's getting knocked down to 4% movement speed, but they're lowering the cost and giving it more magic resist or health, I think, like 50 health. It's like one of just a handful of items that was actually getting a buff. Which, I mean, no one gets it, to be fair, but what has 200 less games? Which item? Yeah, I mean, they're neck and neck. But I don't know, Locket, like Locket is good if you're actually going to be fighting 5v5 team fights a lot.
Fine. I don't need more enemies.
Which can happen. But Warmogs is like okay at that, and far better if it's just standard YOLO queue, picking people off, running around. It's about the same win rate as Zeke's. Lower pick rate, but I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Zeke's unless you're snowballing. That doesn't happen too often as Rakan. God, everybody's picking Nami. Do I just start banning Nami?
Let's dance.
I have lost to it quite a bit. I don't know if it's because of Nami recently, but she's certainly getting picked a lot. Let me see. Or not Games of League. What was that? League of Graphs. It'll only tell your win rate with particular champions. Yeah, 40% against Nami. It's not like terrible, but considering it's a low sample size, but I feel like I've just been seeing her a ton. Maybe not. It was right there we lost to her, and right there we lost to her. I mean, it is a way lower pick rate with Warmogs, but I don't know. Warmogs is just such a good item. Has like 5 times the health. Now, it doesn't have resistances, but it's like completely immune to poke, basically.
The party starts now.
And if, like, they have a very small window to blow Rakan up. If they don't blow him up while he's chain CC'd, then it's just really, really hard to kill him. And Warmogs just makes sure that you're not gonna blow him up probably in one rotation. Now, Nami is, like, obviously you can sort of bully Rakan early, but that ultimate, you really have to play around it. Because Even though it's slow moving, it's really big and it can knock you out of your jumps. First strike Caitlyn, huh? I guess with the ultimate.
Minions have spawned.
Granting 35%. Does that first hit do 7% more damage or not? I mean, I guess she could just ult on cooldown just to farm, you know, 100 gold every time or something. Shit. Get in there. Screen wasn't locked.
I do not wish to kill the mortals. I want them to hear the music.
Okay. I gave first blood last week because my main screen wasn't locked, and I tried to move my mouse over to the right side of the thing. Well, the last two games we lost yesterday, I mean, the biggest thing is, like, our solo lanes were down, like, 3 levels at 5 minutes into the game or something. Just, like, crazy diff. And we did, like, okay in lane, even lanes we were supposed to lose. But it's just... it was very difficult to carry that. We were weak-sided both games. Like, jungler is basically just non-existent, and... it's like Rakan can kind of deal with weak side, but a lot harder on Maokai because you don't have as many escapes. Like, you've got vision, but if your team just does something dumb or you're just like getting turbo camped, it's rough. Jarvan is pathing down here. The Reju beat is also very nice in the laning phase against, you know, these kind of bully champs,
I am definitely
Namis, and that kind of shit.
First blood.
I am Vestaya.
That was a really super cautious flash. I mean, I guess maybe Jarvan could have comboed her. Shit, I guess they have it warded. I think that's warded,
I'm
man.
so fine, I gotta kiss myself.
Okay, well, at least they lost cannon.
The only way to understand magic is to plunge into it. Move, dance, dance. They're gonna try and test me.
Like, it feels like we're getting annihilated, but we're, like, basically even on CS.
An enemy has been slain.
I don't want a world that's safe.
She back? No, no way she backs here, right? mess that up. Yeah, we're down like 3 CS or something. You gonna back on this wave? Okay.
An ally has been slain.
Alright, I guess we'll just get Ionians here. I don't know what the boot's gonna be on Rakan. It looks like tabbies. They're kind of buffing up tabbies for some reason. So it's either tabbies or maybe swiftness. We'll see. Hey, what's up, Threxus?
An enemy has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
Why is it taking so long to get back to the action?
An ally has been slain.
They ain't ready for what I'm bringing.
Okay.
I dance because I'm free.
I think it's gonna be warded.
Ally has been slain.
Alright, I think we're good.
Killing spree.
Zaya, hey! Damn, where is she? Hate it.
Ah, we lost a decent chunk of minions there, trying to play around with that. We did save his blue, though, I guess. Jinx got tier 2 boots. I guess maybe she feels like she has to have that against Nami.
Zaya says
But
someone
we're
has
down a lot of power right now. Top 3 books you'd recommend someone to read? So like basically my 3 favorite books, effectively. I think In Search of Lost Time is really good. It's very long, but it doesn't really matter if you finish it. It's kind of the way it's written and the insights I think are very good. Especially if you're a little bit older. Like I think a lot of what he says is kind of relatable. Like a lot more relatable as you get older. So Marcel Proust, Proust, In Search of Lost Time. It's a French novel. It's translated. I think Lolita by Nabokov is very good. The subject matter is kind of tough. It's ostensibly about this pedophile guy, but like there's a lot more to it than that. It's about kind of just the way that it's told and sort of
I'm gonna burn
mental illness and love and what what is real love, and so Lolita's kind of rough, but it's often considered one of the better, it's like regularly considered a top 5 novel of the 20th century, despite its subject matter.
An ally has been slain.
God, dude, these guys are playing weak side so well. Oh my God. This Jarvan is just fucking sinking us, man. He keeps, like, over-forcing these plays when they're clearly, like, prepared for it. Well, don't tell him that.
I don't need to understand. I trust
Your turret has been destroyed. Shut down.
it's a revolution. And it's good times.
Well, also Jinx is, like, way behind in power because she got tier 2 boots. She's basically down 1,000 gold on Caitlyn, who just got free boots.
They're scared of darkness. They're scared of magic. They are scared.
But I mean, the biggest thing is Udyr is just counter ganked, like, both of these ganks, like, really heavily. Alright, yeah. The classic take bottom and rotate and just give us a bunch of free plates. Like, it's just so dumb in my mind why people just automatically rotate. Like, sometimes it makes sense, but sometimes it also doesn't. Dude, how strong is this Udyr, man? Yeah, maybe I just ban Nami and give him Senna.
Enemy has been slain.
She does help people chase down a lot on these ganks just by throwing E on them. I feel like they gave her some kind of buff, or maybe they just nerfed other people. I can't remember.
I have got to stop talking.
Okay, well, at least we got something nice off of Jinx there.
Enemy ram.
And a third book.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Don't leave nothing. Bring it on.
I mean, like, Anna Karenina's really good. Middlemarch, I think, is very good. I don't know if that's really, like, perspective changing or whatever. The Stranger is one that is pretty good, and that one's really, like, really quick. It's like 150 pages, very easy to read. Another French author. It's kind of existentialist, so, you know, it's not necessarily dark, but it's sort of like, I don't know. Just look up existentialism and just, that's basically what it is. It's pretty much like, why do we exist? And, you know, just kind of questions that. So it's not necessarily, a lot of people will take it to be like, kind of like negative, but it's not necessarily the case. It's just saying that a lot of our kind of like predefined meanings are like not accurate or not great or can hold us back.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Oh, she got a tier 2?
Diamond, boy. Woo!
That's really good, actually.
An ally has been slain.
So yeah, the stranger.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
You like something more philosophical, Beyond Good and Evil by Nietzsche is pretty good. Another existentialist. Kidding me?
An enemy has been slain.
They will see me. They will see my dance.
Alright, I guess I'm just gonna get this red. Jinx doesn't want it.
Name one genius that ain't quick.
This Nami is a pain in the ass, though. I'm reading through Herman Hesse's Damien right now as well, rereading it. It's pretty good.
Time to go.
Another existentialist novel.
I can't wait to see what I'm gonna do.
Did Nami ward that before they ran out? Nope.
Woo! I am so into this. What is
I forgot Akali is even in the game. Oh, she's really in the game, too. Holy Jesus! The fuck? It's like 900 damage off of that trap shot. I mean, I don't know. I kind of like the nuclear build
magic?
on Jarvan. He is pretty far behind, but I'm not a Jarvan expert though. Wouldn't the other thing, Sundered Sky, probably be better though? 'Cause I don't know. Yeah, going like the no health stuff seems
Their problem.
questionable. Like, there's enough bruisery, like a Sundered Sky, whatever the fuck. Alright, we got the flash. Well, I guess we got our flash. I don't know if we got our barrier or not too. We may have probably got barrier in there somewhere.
Man, have you seen that?
Dude, like, he's crisscrossing in front of everybody!
Don't even think about it.
How is he not dying? What is this that he's building?
I'm gonna live forever.
Mudir has no AD, or no armor, so... All my wards went down from all this craziness going on here. They get... Okay, so they just got dragon or something. Maybe I can scare her. I cannot. Caitlyn's gonna be there. I'm just gonna let him get all the wards.
Is my cloak right? Yes, it is.
Really? Oh my god. Dude, I cannot believe that killed her. That's crazy. How did she have her freaking flashback? Or was it just barrier? I should have just flashed W, I guess. I think I got CC'd by something. Did I step on a trap or... No, I got Nami waved. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm just banning that shit. I'm getting tired of dealing with Nami. I would try to play her, but I know they're gonna pick like 3 assassins, and I'm gonna be weak-sided all game.
Nothing I say should be taken seriously. That's why it's the truth.
An enemy has been slain.
I'm offended by how little attention.
Your turret has been destroyed.
I need my love to hurt. I need the world to be scary. I don't apologize for it. I feel good.
Alright, where are they gonna go? Dragon, obviously. I guess we just give it to him. No, don't. Dude, they're gonna can be there.
Kick some ass.
Just give. That's so fucking dumb. Dude, it's... I mean, it really is, like... It sounds so stupid to say jungler diff, like, every game, but it's just like the 5th game in a row. I mean, I'm not having great games. I don't know. Do I just have to play Zyra and get 20 kills? Is that, like, the only option? It's what it feels like. But then I'm going to go, like, 5-0 in lane as Zyra support or something, and then we're going to get out, and they're going to have, you know, Blitzcrank, Kha'Zix, Ari, you know, it's all that kind of shit. And I'm just not going to be able to play the game past 10 minutes. Can we do anything? Okay, well, we kind of held that. I forgot they even had a Wowie, honestly. Why did it swing at me? I thought she had to do something to get him to swing. at people. It didn't even seem like I was the closest person. Okay. How did I not even get an assist on that? I hit her up with a W. I guess maybe it took too long to kill her. Man, I'm just getting trolled.
This looks like another dangerous situation. Thankfully, I can improvise.
Okay, maybe it was one that spawned off the troll thing. Jesus Christ. Just literally steps right on a trap. Would not tell me, I guess it's not telling me how much value she's getting off these items. I can't hover enemy items or something. Nami is really, I forgot how annoying Nami is as Rakan. That R is just so obnoxious to try to play around. Trying to think. Yeah, I got Lolita right here. As far as books go, Lolita is really good. Again, kind of tough subject matter, but that one's good. This is one part of In Search of Lost Time by Marcel Proust that I'm kind of rereading through again. It's one book, but there's like, they've broken it up into like basically seven books. It's like 3,500 pages or something. So each book is like, how long is this one? Like 600, 700 pages. This one's like 500 something. Dao De Jing is actually really cool if you've never read that. Super small book. It's kind of the quote-unquote religious book from Taoism, but it's really just like a life wisdom book kind of thing. Trying to think of what else. Anna Karenina is really good. It's been a while since I've read that one, but I remember like thinking pretty fondly of it. I tried to read, I've got War and Peace here too. I mean, obviously it's supposed to be a really good novel. I just haven't gotten around to reading it, but it's good. George Eliot's Middlemarch. I kind of took the book cover off that one, so it looks pretty basic. Can't even really read it through the camera. Paradise Lost is iconic. It's an epic poem, but by Milton, but a lot of current day sort of thoughts about especially like Lucifer and temptation and like what we think of as the modern day kind of devil or Lucifer, like the charming, kind of guy. That really was from Paradise Lost. And it really, kind of, it's like a different spin on the Garden of Eden, which is pretty cool. Kind of from Lucifer's perspective, and it makes it sound like his side, like he's making a pretty compelling case for why he was wrongly like mistreated. But then if you like really dig into it and think about it, you're like, oh, that's his whole thing, right? And that he's very charming and he can make things seem appealing and stuff like that. So you got to kind of, you know, next level it. So, you know, some people when that was first published made it think that it was kind of sacrilegious, but Milton himself was like a super religious person. So it was like, what's going on here? And that was kind of it, is that like next level, you know, he kind of wrote it from that perspective. So extremely influential in future authors. And then here's The Stranger, pretty good, by Camus. Looks like Albert Camus. It's Albert Camus. Great author. Really, I think only had one great book and died in a traffic accident. Think of what else here. I've already given you like too many, I guess, to look at. I mean, if you want something that's very difficult, I can't say that I very much enjoyed this book. I didn't read it all. It was, frankly, a little too difficult for me. But James Joyce, Ulysses, is a really good book, theoretically. But it is extremely difficult. But if you like sort of portrayals of Ireland in the early 20th century, that's probably pretty cool. But yeah, you like, it's like some next level, like next level stuff with that. So like it's told, it's a day in the life of this Irish guy, told as though he is like this epic hero from the Odyssey, and he's just living in Dublin. And so it's just trying to make this really mundane looking guy living his life and trying to make it epic. I just remember it was hard as hell to even figure out what was going on. Like, I don't know, maybe I could read it better now, but this book was actually banned because there's a scene with some innuendo in it. I don't remember exactly where it is, but the main character is oh, here it is. Let's see. Like the first American edition of 1934, it also contains the original foreword by the author and the historic court ruling by Judge John M. Woolsey to remove the federal ban on it. But basically, it was thought to be too racy and obscene because he's like hanging out in a park, sitting on a bench, and this like cute woman walking by lifts up her skirt a little bit to show him some ankles, like her bare ankles. And then he masturbates on the bench to that. And it's like, you know, all metaphorical and stuff, but like that's what's going on. And it was just like, oh man. But I mean, it was so like subtle. When I read it, I couldn't tell what was going on. Like I knew the girl showed him the ankle, but then it was like so metaphorical that like you can't, you know, it just has almost no meaning. Callista mid? Bro, I gotta stop playing her. I'm gonna end up in like silver. I'm gonna end up in these guys' elo. I mean, I'm just gonna dodge, I think. Yeah, I'm just gonna dodge. I'm not, no. I'm not gonna get hustled into that. Today's feet are yesterday's ankles, yes. I mean, I can't even remember how does it start? I remember if I had a super. stately plump. Buck Mulligan came from the stairhead bearing a bowl of lather on which a mirror and a razor lay crossed. A yellow dressing gown, ungirdled, was sustained gently behind him by a mild morning air. He held the bowl aloft and intoned, in Troibo ad altere Dei, some Latin phrase. Halted, he peered down the dark winding stairs and called up hoarsely, "Come up, Kinch. Come up, you fearful Jesuit." Solemnly he came forward and mounted the round gun rest. He faced about and blessed gravely thrice the tower, the surrounding country, and the awakening mountains. Then, catching sight of Stephen Daedalus, he bent towards him and made rapid crosses in the air, gurgling in his throat and shaking his head. Stephen Daedalus, displeased and sleepy, leaned his arms on top of the staircase, looked coldly at the shaking, gurgling face that blessed him, equine in its length, and at the light, untonsured hair, grained and hued like pale oak. Buck Mulligan peeped an instant under the mirror, and then covered the bowl smartly. "Back to the barracks," he said sternly. So that's still that's just like two guys, I guess, goofing around or something in the morning. So that's not like too bad, but I don't know. It gets weird. But it's definitely unlikely. It'll give you a different perspective. It was really because the Irish were like extremely disrespected in that era, and he was, you know, kind of being silly, trying to portray this day in the life of this Irish guy as being something epic like the Odyssey. I think that's kind of one of the main takeaways. Oh, it gets way crazier than that. And there's a book that I don't even have by him that's called Finnegan's Wake. It's supposed to be one of the hardest to read, like, good pieces of literature out there. It's like trying to capture someone. It's like trying to capture a dream or something. I don't remember exactly what it was doing, but I think I found part of it online. Sounds like another night at the pub. Oh, what's up, Greg? I didn't even realize that for a second. Yeah, I didn't realize that was you for a second. Yeah, someone was asking me for some book advice earlier, and I was recommending some, and I'm like, well, I can't necessarily recommend Ulysses, but I can tell you other smart people think it's good. But, there's some classes at the university where I teach, like 400 level classes, where pretty much the entire class is just reading that book and trying to understand it. They might read some of his other smaller things. Oh, I forgot. I got back on the same account with the dodge timer. Do I dare risk a second dodge? I guess I will, whatever. His other one, I don't know if I have it here, that's shorter and definitely easier to understand. Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man. That one's actually pretty good. Again, I wouldn't say it was necessarily one of my favorites, but it's a lot easier to understand, and it is a pretty good, you know, Bill Dunskerman coming of age. When I'm reading something challenging, how do I approach it? Well, now, I will, like, read some kind of guide to help, like Wikipedia, Spark Notes. I think there's no shame in reading guides. I think that a lot of times, you know, in school, stuff like Wikipedia and Spark Notes are, his library is extensive. Heck yeah. That's pretty cool. Hey, I was recommending, I mean, the French novelists are some of my favorites. I was just talking about Proust and Camus earlier. One of my favorite theorists is Foucault. Oh, I've got Foucault and Derrida right here. If you want some more theoretical stuff. It's not actually that hard to read. It's an interesting idea. So one is of grammatology here. Now these are library books that I checked out. It's not about grammar. It sounds like it is, but it's not. It's basically how we create meaning through language. Which sounds really abstract, but Derrida's sort of interesting take on that is that, like, to understand what something means that he gets to in there, you have to understand what it doesn't mean as well. So he was saying that just a word like cat, if you say cat, is a lot more than it seems. It's not just referencing an animal that you can see out there. There's so much more, right, in a given culture, like what a cat means, that a cat is not a dog. When you say somebody is a cat person instead of a dog person, you're not just referencing, you know, the biological cat that you can see. You're referencing this whole, like, set of cultural norms and expectations as well that are, like, constantly shifting. So to understand what something means, you kind of have to understand what it doesn't mean as well, and where it fits into that ecosystem of meanings. And this was pretty different from most of what other people thought at the time, which was that language is just trying to capture, like, an actual thing and categorize it. And this was saying that, you know, it does so much more than that. I mean, he wrote like 40 books or something too. I have not read most of them. I've just kind of looked at some of his stuff. But that's kind of the gist of it. And there, you know, there's a lot more sort of to that. And he thought that, you know, people should explore more of the gray area, middle ground, and really appreciate the process of things instead of always trying to categorize it in these, like, neat boxes. Hey, thanks, Mogum. Yeah, I never really drank that much. I would drink on occasion after I turned 21, but... Alright, I'm just gonna ban Nami. Yeah, I don't drink that often, that much. Usually just to the point of getting drunk. It was just if there were, you know, women around. If I was dating or I was trying to, you know, get a girl's number or something. It was like a party. Maybe I'd drink a little bit more, but usually when I'm just hanging out talking philosophically, if I had been drinking, it's not usually a ton. But yeah, I remember some of those Outer Banks trips. Those are pretty cool with you, and I think one of them in particular was like you and Danon and maybe Danon's girlfriend or something. Down on like the lower level. And that was, gosh, that one had all sorts of people in it. It was, I think, like Joe and a bunch of Zoe's friends were there. Alright, I'm gonna do Maokai here, I guess. Harder for Janet to peel Maokai, because she can't really eat those roots. Yeah, Jinx again. So, anyways, I think Derrida is cool. Grammatology is great. Lots of mushrooms are eaten, yeah. And then Foucault, Archaeology of Knowledge, is interesting. I actually teach concepts from that to my students in 101 and 102. Which is basically, I mean, one of the biggest things for him is... Well, hold on. I'll get to what you're saying in a second, Threxus. That's a good question. And since I started talking about it, we just taught this actually last week. I was teaching my students this the last couple weeks, is the idea of normal. And Foucault talks about normalizing power. in there, and how institutions and other people sort of shape the way that people think. But just like what we consider to be normal a lot of times is so powerful. Like, it shapes subtly a lot of what we do, and we can kind of resist it sometimes. There's a lot of stuff that we just consider normal that we don't even have to ask questions about. We just do it. And sometimes that's a good thing. In fact, a lot of times that's a good thing. Like, hey, don't go out and murder everybody. Hey, don't steal everything you see. Right? So there's all these, like, institutions, schools, church, family, corporations, government. You know, all these people are trying to shape our thoughts and actions. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. But you just kind of want to, like, raise your awareness of it. I always tell my students it's like being at the beach, right? And normalizing power, sort of this combination of things that creates this idea of normal, is kind of like the tides at the beach, where they're not good or bad, they just are. But if you're out there just hanging out with your friends, you know, throwing a frisbee around or something, you're not paying attention, you know, an hour later, it may have pulled you 50 yards down the beach and you didn't even notice. And then you're, you know, looking for your stuff, and you're like, where did I put my stuff? And all of this. And it's the same thing with normalizing power. Like, if you know it's there, if you know the tide is going to pull you this way, you can resist it and kind of stay where you want. But if you're not paying attention, then it's just going to pull you wherever it's going to go. And you're going to have a lot more, or a lot less freedom. So, that's, you know, that was one of Foucault's sort of major things, is just becoming more aware of normalizing power and these different institutions that sort of contribute to that. And we take that for granted today because now everybody's skeptical of all these different institutions, right? But, you know, back then in the 50s and 60s, really, when he was writing a lot, they weren't. So he was one of the people that, well, they kind of were. I mean, he got people to sort of think about it in different ways, which is pretty cool. Okay, what did Thraxus say? Is there such a thing that a language is not good at expressing certain concepts while others do? What do you mean? That certain languages capture certain concepts better than other languages? I would say that's probably true. I mean, I'm not really an expert in other languages. But I would say so. You know, if you're somewhere that's like super cold or something, they might have a different sayings or different kinds of words and cultural meaning for that coldness in ways that are difficult to understand. But I think that, you know, that can happen within the same language too, right? Okay, well, at least we got a trade back. I thought Yi was coming a lot faster than that. I could have flashed too, but I'll get boots here. God, he got barriered. Overly dramatic for sure. Yeah. French are kind of notorious for being very, very thoughtful. Oh. I mean, I still don't have W, guys. I was not expecting a level 2. No fucking way. He doesn't die there? Bro, what? Dude, I cannot believe it. He must have lived with 5 health. Janna's shield just wore out. How did she heal him? Did Jenna use heal on that, or did I just like totally have that miscalculated? Dude, let's not let her get these last hits, man. Step up! Step the fuck up! Oh my god. Man. Alright, I guess she just gets to have it. Like, I understand they had a lot more minions there, but she could have at least thrown chompers. And I probably could have gotten out of there. Well, I mean, we didn't really need to fight. It's just like, just throw chompers. Like, throw your zap or something. Just do anything to slow them. I guess I shouldn't have done it. I mean, the thing is, she's doing what she's doing. We should have stepped up and zoned Janna off of that wave. We're just letting her sit there and farm 1v2 for free. But that's just not what Jinx was doing. And that's... doesn't matter what we should have done. It matters what the other person's actually doing.
An enemy has been slain.
That's something that I'm still kind of bad about sometimes. It's just trying to force stuff that's like probably ideal if the other person actually does it, but then if they don't, then I try to force it anyways because it's the right thing to do, but it's not right if they're not doing it. It is what it is. You got to play with what your teammates are giving you. Yeah. Assassin should struggle in 14-19. I think so, yeah. I think it's going to be tank meta. Because tanks just have way higher base stats than other champs. And they're nerfing Mercury Treads by a lot. So CC is going to get way more effective. I mean, yeah, Assassins are struggling right now, too. It's like, Assassins just haven't really been good all season. Dude, get this. This seems really bad. I don't have flash either. I mean, thank God we got it, dude. If Yone rotated and Diana showed up, that probably would have been a triple kill for them. Morgana time to shine. Yes. I mean, this Jinx is up in CS. I just need to not force stuff. We just need to wait on Yi. Man. Jhin is really annoying. They back? Okay, so they're gonna have priority on us. He already got their camp, so alright. What do I have to get here? I don't know what kind of boot I want. I mean, Swifties are tempting. Maybe we try out Swifties. A little bit greedy, but like they don't have that much actual CC, and their damage split is pretty even. Oh. I know, dude, he has no mana. Like, what do you want him to do? Okay, English, when I don't know a word, I generally can't figure it out by the word. Okay, hold on a second. That's... such a pain in the ass. Unbelievable. Does he have... He doesn't even have BF sword, and he's still wrecking me. Let me say, without context or without a dictionary, but in other languages, stem of the word can imply. No, English, there's stems too. It's not about that. It's about the cultural meaning of what's going on, not the like grammatical construction of the word. It's really, that's what Foucault's getting at, anyways. Or yeah, Foucault. Who was chasing? Diana chasing him? So yeah, I see what you're saying. I mean, like Latin, Greek, and these other words. Is that what you're saying? Like they have certain constructions. I mean, English does too. Man, they're really like making plays on both sides of the map. Yeah, there might be certain cultural things in some languages that other languages can't get. I mean, the thing about English, though, is through the colonies and just lots of trade and commerce with lots of other like cultures around the world. They pick up a lot of different like sayings or ways that people like create meaning in the world. And they use that. So like certain words, so like there's a great German word called Schadenfreude, which is delighting in the misfortune of others. So basically, like, really enjoying seeing people fail. Which is a great, like, single word for something that lots of people like to do. Haters, basically. But now, it was a German word, but now it's, you know, in English. Because it just made it an English word. So English is a language that has a lot of precise words for different things like that. The Spanish, you know, and those types of languages aren't going to have that many precise words, so they'll have to use like a phrase or something like that. Bro, why are we fucking with him? Like, just... It's like, congrats, you auto-attack Janna for 0 damage. And I just had to blow my ult to save you. Holy shit, and now we're getting baited into this. Okay, well. I die because should not have gone in to try to save him. Yeah, Zeitgeist. Yeah, so English just picks up a lot of good words from other languages. But like the way there's like certain tempos. I mean, if you get down really to it, and just the aesthetic of how certain languages sound, create certain levels of meaning too. The way that you pronounce and say certain things. I mean, I don't go too deep into all of that about it, but I really liked Derrida's point that a lot of meaning is kind of a evolving process. It's basically like a cultural conversation that's constantly changing. It's not just a dictionary. She probably hoarded all this up.
An enemy has been slain.
I cannot stop. The forest needs me.
At least the Jhin went for like the 0 damage Jhin build. Problem is he's still gonna do more damage to Jinx. Yi is like super fed though. We need to try to play around Yi.
The forest? I am the forest.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
I will end this misuse of magic.
They're gonna see me, but I'm just gonna go ahead and clear this while I'm here.
An ally has been slain.
I mean, they had about
Enemy has
50
been
years to...
What have you brought?
I guess I'll just rotate this in.
An enemy is dominated.
Splinters.
Your turret has been destroyed. An enemy is godlike. An enemy has been slain.
Okay.
Down.
Well, they got a couple of kills, I guess. I can't push the cannon wave fast enough to do anything, so... We'll get a little bit of damage on the tower, then we gotta back up.
My heart would be still.
That's cool, you're in Azot. Glad to hear you getting back into it. I don't know, no prio.
Double kill.
Is that an ace? Yeah.
Ace. An enemy has
Nice.
been slain.
Too bad Baron's not up. Yeah, they don't have any global stuff. We can get 2 towers off of that. I think we can't do any more than that. time to go, time to go. Oh, did he get the, he got the golems, nice. Because I gave him vision so he could queue over the thing.
An enemy has been slain.
It's always good if you can grab their camps on the way out. Hey, this Malphite's going hard, man. Well, what is it? Okay, I guess he's going dead. Gosh. Support last hitting, let's go. Ah! I don't have like any damage hardly though.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Okay, Janna's not up here. Okay, Diana's right there.
An ally has been slain.
Yeah, we really can't do much else. They're just really offside. Guess we just push lanes.
Taunts my yet I resist.
An enemy has been slain.
Stillness is not peace, it is death.
What are we doing? Like, he's not even there. What? What are we doing? No. God bless. That's gonna be Baron.
Ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain. Enemy double kill.
Oh my god, she dropped so many autos. She dropped like 3 autos there. Man, we are throwing that so hard. I don't know why we re-engaged after Jinx died. I should have just spam pinged back. I thought I did ping, but I need to be a lot more, like, persistent. I think it is, yeah. I think Warmogs is still the best. Especially for solo queue. A lot of pros are still doing it. At least in my experience. I guess we'll see at Worlds, but... Damn. Is that a Smite plus Chomp? They're just like wasting time, wasting their Baron time chasing me. If they want to do that, that's fine.
Like an itch beneath my paw.
What am I gonna do if they take my blue? I mean, not give them Baron. Trinity Force Cho, huh? She thought Diana was gonna walk in there. Oh my god. Already farmed it all. It's fine. Undying Despair. No, that's the I don't think that's where you want to be. I don't know. I'll have to look at it, but I'm pretty sure I've never seen that on her. Is that the Balmy Cinder thing? Yeah, that Jhin build, thank God. I mean, he finally got an Infinity Edge, but... Oh my god, can anyone... Okay, he's gonna kill them all, I think. I guess we should have stayed back instead of chasing the Jhin. Just let him get rooted and then go back and kill Cho. And she... Please don't get W, Jinx. Yeah, what is Unending Despair? Yeah.
The maelstrom has not ended.
Well, actually, no, that's not the Balmy Cinder thing, is it? I'm not sure. I'll have to look it up, but... That's not typically a thing, a support thing, I don't think. 455 every 5 seconds while in combat, deal 98 damage and heal for such and such. Problem is, like, you're not staying, like, a lot of these fights, you're not staying in combat for more than 5 seconds. There's, like, some, but... Where the... Like, what the fuck? Am I crazy, or was Malphite, like, there with Jinx at one point? And he just like ran away or something? I thought we were gonna kill the Diana, and then Jin showed up, and I thought we'd kill Jin, but then Malphite, like, ran the other way. I don't know. I'm just not on the same page with people, I guess. Like, Cho's just like zoning our whole team, so I guess I gotta just peel back and deal with Cho. That Trinity Force Cho is just too intimidating. That's a bad angle to hit that, but... Oh my god. Okay, Comet got her. Why does Janna have that? Yeah, just so she can use it, I guess, against the Malphite ult. Or a, like my roots or something. I don't know. Or Master Yi, Alpha Strike. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. How did Jinx even get killed? Oh, she was already dead. Yeah, I mean, that was a 4v5. Or a 4v4, I guess. Yone was also dead. Yi just not interested in catching this wave. Yeah, he needed to push this wave up with me. Yeah. Yep, that's what happens when you don't push up waves. Like, there weren't even any, like, camps in the bottom side of the jungle. Like, what is he doing? I mean, we probably wouldn't have gotten there in time anyways, but... we maybe could have cleaned him up after. How many stacks does this dude have? 370? I don't even know what that means. I mean, I don't know what's a good number, but I think he's probably doing a lot of damage. This Yi's fucking trolling.
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Okay. I mean, if they just want to hang out instead of pushing a wave, I'm cool with that. Well, they're trying to set up for Soul. I mean, he's up there. I thought I just saw... Oh, he TP'd in. I was like, I just saw him mid. I mean, it was a bad fight. I mean, of course everybody's gonna all in, but we're just taking bad fights.
Another blade stuck in my paw.
Turret has been destroyed.
Well, they didn't use a lot of stuff on me. What do you mean, like that, dude? I started that fight. Oh my god. He's like, just stay back and peel for Jinx, man. And then I do an engage like that, which was kind of okay. Oh, we actually just went off of that. Alright, I think. And he's like, good engage. I mean, Yone did kind of punk me a little bit there, but I think we still get it. Yeah, we get it. She Zanya's the rocket. I mean, they used a lot on me at the end, and I did get my R off, which I think rooted a lot of them. So that was questionable. It was a little spooky. He did rip me back, but he kind of ripped me back into their whole team. I don't know. I guess let's give it to Yi. Oh yeah, Malphite doesn't need it. The Zanya's. Diamond Dream's alive, baby. We got like... It's not gonna happen. We gotta win like 10 plus 10. It's like, if I go 10-0 right now before Wednesday or something, maybe. But... streak. Let's go. Dude, that Malphite, he did like 62,000 damage though. Yeah, I agree. I mean, Zanya's can keep you up for a little bit when you go in, right? Just to, I mean, it does give you one more rotation probably of Q and E. Like, those are both pretty short cooldowns. I mean, what else could he get there? Like, Leandri's would be dumb on him. Oh, he doesn't have a pen item, I guess. They didn't have that much magic resist. I guess Cho kind of did. But I guess, like, Crypt Bloom or something. Yeah, Void Staff or Crypt Bloom. That's true. What was he getting with the alternator? Protobelt or something? I don't know if that's even any good anymore. But anyways, okay. Well, unfortunately, I got to get out of here. I got to get up in the morning. But thank y'all very much for tuning in. As always, I appreciate it. We'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully around, like, I don't know. I'd like to start getting on around 10 on the weekends. Maybe earlier. During the weekdays, it really needs to be 9. Flash Proto Belt ult. I wish Proto Belt would cancel Rakan's W animation. Or that, like, you could flash during the W. I mean, all these other champs have the ability to do stuff like that, right? Like, Alistar can flash mid-combo. I mean, would it really be that OP if Rakan could flash during W? I don't know. Do the Aatrox slide. Yeah, letting Rakan cancel his animation with Proto Belt would be really nice, though. I don't remember if that was a thing initially when Rakan launched or not, but if it was, they definitely took it out. Man, I remember his radius used to be twice that. It used to be like an Alistar hitbox on his W. It was amazing. And his, like, the radius to touch people with the ult was a lot further, too. And then, obviously, there was no delay between R plus W. You could just do it instantly. But, I mean, Rakan was, like, turbo broken on release because of that. But, anyways, okay. Well, that's it. Thank you very much. We'll be back tomorrow, and I'll see y'all then. Have a good one.